Hello friends and fellow adventurers, Ryan here from D&D Awakening. Join us on our travels today with a new D&D story. Guest DM ruins my character's backstory with her fetish. So, this was my first experience with D&D. I'd seen Community and wanted to try it out, found a group through work. 5e had just come out at the time and our DM was more comfortable with 3.5e, so we played that. I decided I wanted to play a druid because I liked the aesthetic. I didn't think through the rest of my character too much since I just wanted to learn how to play. So I went with the generic orphan backstory and trusted my DM to expand on that if he decided to. We played with a party of 5, one couple that I worked with. This is relevant only because our 5th dropped off halfway through and the couple invited a friend of theirs who said she'd played before. A few months after she joined, our DM had to take a week off and asked her to DM since she was the most experienced of us. The session that she guest DM started off with us finding a tavern in the city we'd arrived at. Guest DM described the tavern, the bartender and barmaids and the other patrons as well as the menu. Fairly normal so far. Then she described a pretty woman also in the tavern that seemed fixated on my character. I took the bait, which I deeply regret. Now our game had always been sexual but in a fade to black way. But not this time. The guest DM described how this woman led my character upstairs and then undressed me. And then described very graphically the foreplay, the actual deed itself, and then our encore. I felt uncomfortable with this level of detail, but it didn't look like anyone else at the table did. So I didn't speak up. Then I sat for maybe half an hour in silence as the guest DM roleplayed with the rest of the party. Eventually, the rest of the party also retired upstairs. The guest DM turned to me. "You wake up in the middle of the night," she said, reaching for the beautiful woman but realizing she is no longer tangled in your embrace. "You notice an intense heat on you and you turn to see the woman standing at the foot of the bed, but now red-skinned. You blink and suddenly she has horns and wings." Okay, I thought. So, this woman is a succubus. Cool. And then, the guest DM goes on, "You've grown up to be a fine man. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll never let you go again. You're home now?" And she goes on blah 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 and reveals that this succubus that my character slept with is actually his long-lost mother. I straight up said, "What the fuck?" But no one else at the table seemed revolted, just surprised in an interested way. The session ended afterwards on this cliffhanger reveal. I texted the DM later. He didn't know about the guest's plans, and this definitely wasn't the backstory he planned for my character. But his stance was what's done is done and he didn't want to disrespect the guest DM by reconning her session. I told him I didn't feel okay with my character committing incest and he said sorry. But I knew he didn't really care. I talked with the couple later in the week and they thought it was hilarious. And I was taking it too seriously. So, I quit the game. I wasn't okay with my character being misled to commit incest. And I wasn't okay with a group where half the members were friends with the guest DM and would side with her. I got flack at work from the couple for a bit, but they eventually let it go. That's the story of my first game, where my character's blank slate backstory came back to bite me in the butt. TLDR, guest DM makes my character unknowingly sleep with his mom. Regular DM is okay with it. Oh my god, can you imagine being in this position? Wow, definitely not. What would you do? Comment below and let us know. We love hearing your opinions. And if you enjoyed the story, why not check out another on screen now? And until next time, stay safe and I'll see you soon.